Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Slime Boss here, and welcome to the bonus video for Super Mario Maker. So before we begin, I wanted to let you guys know that this series was intended to be much longer. Before recording the 10 Mario Challenge, I had recorded all of the event courses that were on the course world of Super Mario Maker before the online shut down. And I also, at the end of that, decided, you know what, I might go check out all the official Nintendo levels in the Nintendo section of the Maker area, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll probably show it on screen. But I wanted to do all those levels as well. I decided that I'm going to switch it up a bit. And as to support my second channel, which you can go check out, link in the description below. In fact, I'll leave a link to the playlist. I'm actually decided to move all of those videos over to there. That is why the series is ending so soon, even though there's technically a lot more content to cover there. So if you want to see all of those online course world levels, the event world levels, Nintendo levels, as well as a ton of Mario Maker 2 content that's already up over there, check out my second channel, Slime Boss Plus, down in the description below. As you guys know, bonus videos cover three things: post-game, multiplayer, and a fun fact. So with the post-game, there isn't really technically a post-game. There's two sides to Mario Maker. There's the making side and the playing side. And then there's offline and there is online. The online aspect is that there's infinite levels that you could potentially play a few months ago because the online has shut down. So unless you have Pretendo, all those levels are effectively gone, and you can never play those levels ever again unless you go and find the original creators' Wii U and play it off of their Wii U. I think they're trying to work on Pretendo and uploading the original levels that were already there, but I think it's technically different servers, so people are starting to build up the Pretendo database of Mario Maker levels, and in before Pretendo probably gets sued and in a cease and desist by Nintendo, because this seems to be what tends to happen with those kinds of things. Like, we can't have fun things with Nintendo, feels like. There's that. And so there's a lot of post game technically, if you want to get specific. But there is a couple of unlockables, a few that we've already discussed in the main series. Basically, there is starting with the sample bot courses. The way that you unlock those is by simply playing the 10 Mario challenge, and by completing a level, it saves in the sample bot courses. Upon defeating the 100 Mario challenge in its entirety, you unlock 4 Nintendo World Championship levels, which is the finale of our Let's Play series. Upon completing that, you unlock the Weird Mushroom. If you don't know what the Weird Mushroom is, there is a small, slim % chance that a regular mushroom will turn into a weird mushroom in any level. As long as you place a regular mushroom in that, it has the potential to become a weird mushroom. However, after defeating the Nintendo World Championships, you unlock a brand new asset, which includes the weird, which is if you shake the regular mushroom, it turns into the weird mushroom automatically. And so you can force this into your levels, and when someone plays your level, it will show the weird mushroom instead of the regular mushroom, like it's a normal item. Next up is the maker side of the game. When you first start the game, especially in our episode 0, we showed that the tutorial of the game, not everything is available to you. The only thing that's available to you is the Super Mario Bros. Style and a few icons. So there's actually a way that you can unlock more, and I believe Mario Maker 2, it's all available for you from the start, but in this game, especially the DLC items, you have to unlock by doing this. The key to unlocking the items quickly is as follows: place every item that you have at least once. Also, try out the new themes that you unlock. This isn't essential, but every little red dots next to items and themes will slow you down considerably, so make sure you utilize every new thing that you unlock. Place hundreds of thousands of blocks, and then after around 5 to 15 minutes of playtime in the maker mode, the delivery truck will give you a new set of items. And then, oh wait, you don't start with you start with New Super Mario Bros. U as well, I believe. And then you can unlock Mario 3 and Mario World, the underwater, the ghost house, airship, and castle themes, as well as all the blocks as well. And I also believe that the way that they intended you to actually get it is by playing one day and then the next day they unlock, was what I remember. Alright, next up is the amiibo costumes, which are pretty much primarily unlocked by beating the 100 Mario challenge. By completing the 100 Mario challenge on the 4 gameplay modes. When the game was first released, it only had easy, I believe it was easy, hard, and then expert. And then later down the line, they included super expert. Once they added super expert, they also added more amiibo costumes. And of course, if you have the amiibo, you can tap those amiibo costumes in to your game, and you'll just be able to unlock it right away. But not every costume has an amiibo mushroom, or sorry, not every costume has an adjacent amiibo, and not every amiibo has an adjacent costume. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. Again, you just have to play the 100 Mario Challenge infinite times, right? Just so you can unlock it. However, there are a few exclusive amiibo costumes to the event mode, or the event stages, which I play on my second channel. But when this video goes live, the first video will go live on my second channel as well. So some of those are exclusive to that mode, and you unlock it through there. When you're in Maker mode, if you choose the amiibo mushroom itself, the costume that you get, or the players that get when you upload it, will be entirely random. However, you can go into the amiibo mushroom and choose which amiibo mushroom, or which costume that you want for that amiibo mushroom, or the mystery mushroom. You can actually go in there and pick and choose which one that you want, as long as you have it unlocked, of course. So if you want a specific, like if you want a Kirby stage, you can go in there and select Kirby, and Kirby will be the one that everybody gets when you upload the level. There is one more mystery mushroom that is actually a separate power-up that I don't think that you can actually unlock in the game. I could be wrong about this. And that is the 30th anniversary mushroom. The way that you get that is by tapping one of these two amiibo mushrooms in. These were the exclusive Mario Maker 30th anniversary amiibo. One is based on 8-bit Mario, as you can tell here, in all of his 3D glory. This asset was again reused in Mario Odyssey, I believe. I don't know if it ever came out or not. There's that one in close-up. And then there's also a modern look for him as well. Sonic Generations up in this. So you unlock this amiibo mushroom, Mario will become a giant version of himself, and there is a filter that goes upon the screen, and all the enemies are Mario based, so it's pretty cool. You should be seeing gameplay footage right behind me. So I think it's a pretty cool mushroom. I am very fortunate to have both of these amiibos, so yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the unlockables. Next up is, of course, multiplayer. There's not really any multiplayer in this game. Multiplayer wasn't included until the next game. And there's a little bit more with the multiplayer with the 3DS version, which we'll talk about at that time once we actually play that game. But if you want to consider uploading levels online to be multiplayer or as social elements, then there's that. And finally, a fun fact. So, if you didn't know, a lot of assets were actually shared between Splatoon and Mario Maker. I don't know why or how this happened, but it did. They're both Wii U games. They're both hugely successful. I believe they both came out in the same year as well. And a lot of development resources were shared between the two games. And actually, if you didn't know, Splatoon was actually originally meant to be a Mario game, so there's evidence that connects those two points together as well. But for some reason, in Super Mario Maker, there are, in total, file icons for 23 pieces of headgear, 19 pieces of clothing, 12 pairs of shoes, 14 main weapons, 7 sub-weapons, and 4 special weapons. If you're a Splatoon fan, I will go ahead and list these off for you. I also have it in the background here. For headgear, there was an early version of the b-ball headband, early version of the bike helmet, early version of the bobble hat, early version of the designer headphones, early version of the gas mask, early version of the golf visor, early version of the noise cancelers, early version of the paintball mask, early version of the pilot goggles, early version of the retro specs, early version of the safari hat, early version of the samurai helmet, early version of the splash goggles, early version of the stealth goggles, early version of the studio headphones, early version of the tentacle helmet, early version of the urchin cap, early version of the warrior headdress, which is I don't even think in the game because that seems racist, a golden football helmet, which was never released, and a horned American football helmet, which also was never released, at least in Splatoon 1. Clothing, we have the b-ball jersey, an early version of the black squid eye, early version of the gray collared sweat, early version of the green zip hoodie, an early version of the hero jacket replica, early version of the camo purple LS, early version of the samurai jacket, early version of the shrimp pink polo, early version of the striped rugby, early version of the urchin jersey, early version of the vintage check t-shirt, early version of the white layered LS, early version of the white striped LS, early version of the white tee, early version of the yellow layered LS, early version of the shirt stravaganza, early version of the varsity hoodie. And shoes, we have the early version of the banana basics, early version of the blue slip-ons, early version of the cream high tops, early version of the moto boots, early version of the orange arrows, early version of the oyster clogs, early version of the pink trainers, early version of the red high horses, early version of the white pigs, early version of the zombie high horses. In terms of main weapons, we have the early version of the Splatter Shot Junior, early version of the Splatter Shot, early version of the Splatter Shot Pro, early version of a shooter, which would eventually become a blaster, early version of the carbon roller, early version of the splat roller, early version of the dynamo roller, early version of a unused roller known as a shield, early version of the ink brush, early version of the classic Swiffer, early version of the splat charger, early version of the E-Leader 3K, a weapon belonging to the launcher class, an explosion variant of the launcher. The sub and special weapons, a placeholder icon, which is WPN, used for sub weapons, early version of the respawn, early version of the disruptor, early version of the splat wall, early version of the splat ball, spawn bomb, early version of the sprinkler, early version of the squid beacon, early version of the suction bomb, early version of the bubbler, early version of the ink strike, early version of the ink bazooka, early version of the killer whale. And finally, there are some debug and test icons: an unknown baseball cap, an unknown flat brimmed cap, an unknown scallop brand cap, an unknown shirt, an unknown tee, an unknown pair of slip-ons, and an unknown pair of trainers. So I don't know why these are in the game, but it's pretty cool. Again, on screen behind me, you should be able to see everything that I just listed. But that's pretty much it in terms of the bonus video for Super Mario Maker. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, as always, it's time for a little bit of a hint for what the potential next game is. I will tell you straight up, it's another Mario game. Let's just say that this game has some banger superstar, a banger Starman remix. Let's call it that. So I'll see you guys next time for whenever we get to the next Let's Play. See you guys then. Bye.